What's up guys, this is ScherBR talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let's talk about news for Romancing SaGa Universe. We just got the announcement of 2 new winners. Yes, this will happen all the time, but it was even earlier than I expected. Romancing Festival Ania brings 4 new styles. That is Ania, Liam, Nebelstern, and Final Emperor. That is something funny about this. On JP, this Leonard had a solo banner. Ania had this banner together with Final Emperor and Nebelstern, and she was the only character that was really worked, to be honest. So, well, now you have lower chances of getting Leonard, but it's 4 characters in a banner. Maybe it can be good, but it can still be bad. So we already have the information of this banner, and I'll be discussing it in a few. The other banner that got announced is for Romancing Festival Final Empress, that brings Final Empress, Candy, and Darius. Well, as they are, only Darius may make a difference. I don't think the other 2 are incredible, but maybe they will buff them to become something good for Global. Who knows, but we still don't have the information. We will talk about it tomorrow. Alongside these 2 banners, they announced a new episode for Leonard. This is episode 10. There are only 3 more episodes after this one, and this character here, oh my god, this is a sign. This character got released on JP alongside Razan, that wolf-life creature that buffs passively, can heal, and it's a meta character that many people in JP use it. So I hope that we get that banner, but will we have gens? Well, that is a mystery. And that's it. There's also this celebration 30 million downloads where you can just participate to get 300 gens in the official Twitter or Facebook page. Now we are here on Reddit. Thank you so much, Hans4A3, for doing this amazing job as always. He translated the Taiwanese video and compared it to the JP versions of the characters. There is Leon here, and they buffed Dexterity to reach 121%. That's actually very nice. There are some characters with 122, but it doesn't make much difference. The character has a focus on agility too. You can see that this is the focus. It means that you can actually use this Leon for a farmer. He is very good as one. There is still some intelligence to inherit anti-material shot, and they buffed will as well to reach 90%. That will allow Leon to not suffer so much from ailments. That's actually great. His endurance is still a little bad, like his past styles, but I don't think it's gonna be so much of a problem. Moving on, we have a passive number 1 that starts the fight with 12 BP, and he will recover 3 BP if he does not take any damage by the end of a turn. This is important, I'll talk more about it as well. Passive number 2, attack damage increases by 30% at all times, and on the start of battle, he will grant himself a damage block for 1 turn. Yes, the whole turn he will not take damage. That will trigger his passive at least once on boss fights, and it will also trigger every turn if you are farming and not taking damage. Well, he will also grant himself 2 Frozen Chasers. Frozen Chase is a single target attack with deep power that has blunt and cold damage, and when the attack lands, it recovers 1 BP. This is very nice. It's just like Wind Chaser from his first style, but replaces cold instead of slash. And in JP he didn't have this. Now he just has 2 charges on start of the fight. You are getting 1 charge for free, so that makes him faster to become ready for boss fights. Then the third one is when equipping guns, attack damage increases by 30% and damage taken reduces by 30. All versions of Leon has at least 1 layer of damage reduction. He doesn't have 2 layers, but that's good enough for a character that has a high risk but big payoff. Okay, so skill number 1 is that Frozen Chaser that he will use 4 LP and 1 LP. Because he has 12 BP on start and get that 3 extra on the first turn, he will just use this Frozen Chaser 3 times in a row if you want him to have all 5 chases, and he will still have enough BP to use his nuke by turn 4. The first Leon sometimes didn't have enough BP to use anti-material shot, so he needed to wait an extra turn to start doing great damage. Now with this Leon, he's much faster. Then the second skill is full AoE attack that just does blunt damage but has B power with 27 mod. That's just 1 before A power. Well, it's very strong because he's a gunner, and gunners just benefit a lot from using the Remembrance gun if you already have, and he can solo stuff easily Remember that Chooser could solo with a C power attack. I know Chooser has higher damage passives, but Liam has a higher damage from the skill itself, so he will also work well there. And he can use this 3 times in a row because when he's farming, he's not taking damage, he's gonna recover 6 BP per turn. Then the third skill is a triple S attack with 10 BP cost that has blunt and cold damage again. It's also fast, so it's nice because you can even use him on the back row to become a farmer. And it grants himself an attack boost of 30% damage increase that lasts for 1 turn. But this is not before he attacks, it's only after. So the attack will really do just triple S damage, but we will increase the damage of the chase attacks. So, because of the BP generation, he can actually use this skill 2 times in a row when farming boss events, if he gets to chase the 2 hits, because he will recover 1 BP by each hit, right? He will have enough to use it again by turn 2. If you are using him on normal farming, it's better to just bring anti-material shot as inheritance, so that if he does not chase because the enemy is dead, you always have enough to use anti-material shot at least. So, a perfect setup no matter what happens. And you can even use just anti-material shot as well, if you want to save BP and just use this on overdrive. But anti-material shot is not cold damage. That means that if you're using him for cold, just stick with this attack, it's better. His second version has a stronger nuke, and you can also just inherit for overdrive damage. In the future, we'll get 2 other versions of Liam. The next one will give him an anti-material shot chase. That's right, but it costs 17 BP. And it will add this extra chase, and you can even use it together with all the 5 other chases because it does not steal your LP. But the next version of Liam does not start with any chase already on plan. And there is yet another version of Liam, Summer Liam, that starts the fight with 5 different chases that will last for 10 turns. He is a very strong nuker, for 10 turns at least. And you can just use his skill number 3 that applies defense down, or you can just use this version because it has fast. So it's good to have different versions of Liam to just switch between the skills, but to be honest, you only really need 1 version of Liam to clear content. Like, the first one is still enough. This one here is an improvement in all areas, in my opinion, but it's not a really big improvement. It's a faster damage dealer. It also works much better for farming, but if you have anti-material shot, it just makes it even better. You receive an OP grade in the tier list, and it's just that good. Moving on, we have Ania, and they buffed her love because she has a very nice heal spell, and she still has a higher focus on intelligence and dexterity and good agility, with low endurance but good will. Moving on, they gave her action switch. She has 2 triggers when using Pierce attack. Increases damage by 20% for 3 turns, stacks, and recovers 2 BP. And then when Sun attacks, she gets a defense boost, decreasing damage taken by 15%, lasts for 3 turns and stacks, and she also recovers around 220 HP. That is very nice because she can use skills that have both elements, so she triggers all 4 different effects most of the time. The second one, on the start of a turn, she buffs her intelligence by 20%, and when she uses a recovery action, she will grant herself a heat up that increases damage potential by 20% for the whole fight. Well, she has a AoE heal here that does not use LP, so that she can still inherit a single target spell to heal more, and every time she heals, she gets stronger. Not that she needs to be a real damage dealer anyway. The third one, if all allies are alive, her damage increases by 30%, and if she resists an attack, damage taken will reduce it by 40%. Just like Intrinsic, she still needs to be equipped with plus 35 resistance. And by the end of a turn, she recovers 1 BP. So when she is attacking with Pierce attacks, she will recover 6 BP per turn. That's exactly what you need to use Etoyodor all turns. And it's just safe to keep using it if a boss keeps buffing itself all the time while reducing power of the damage. So, aligning this defense boost with the damage reduction passive, she will stay alive and keep debuffing the enemy. Let's start with the third one. A triple S Sun. This is a spell that has Sun and Pierce damage that grants attack down and defense down to the target. Both have small effect. Attack down, just like with Etoyodor, decreases damage potential of the enemy by 15%. That defense down will also decrease the defense of the enemy by 15%. And the thing is, both effects stack, so that you can use other sources of attack down and defense down, or at least one source of guard down and morale down. The good thing is that by using a 10 BP rotation, if you do not need that buff break, she would just be able to apply something else like this intelligence debuff and keep the attack down. See, it will depend on a boss fight. And since she's using 10, well, she gets 6, you have 2 extra BP every 2 turns to do something else. But one good thing is that it's just 5 BP to use a spell that heals the party. As you can see here, it can be used 2 times in battle. It was 2 LP on GP, they removed this, and it will apply Guard Up Medium to the party, decreasing damage taken by 25% for 2 turns. This will allow you to revive and cast a protection, because remember that when you revive, that person loses all buffs applied, so that's actually pretty nice. Well, Ania is a good support. We receive a triple S grade in the tier list, very close to what Rock Bouquet offers. I still prefer Rock a little more, but if you didn't get Rock or the latest spell, Girl, she is a very nice addition to your party. Moving on, we have Nebelstern, and he has 121 STR, 113 agility. This is already screaming a farmer, right? So for passives on the start of a round, he grants himself an attack boost of 30% damage increase, and when landing weak attack, he increases damage by another 30. Then the second one, weak attack damage increases by another 30, and by the start of a fight, he gets 12 BP. This gives him 30% at all times and 15% extra when attacking weak targets. You can see that he really loves to attack weak targets. At total, he will have 135% damage increase. Very nice, right? But, well, he needs very strong attacks to make use of it, right? And now for skills, the first one is a 3 BP skill with delay that can heal. Well, this is not really great, to be honest, because you don't want to use him on boss fights. You actually want to use him more farming, and that's because he doesn't have a damage reduction passive. Least second skill is 6 BP and has AoE Pierce and Slash, 2 elements to hit more enemy weaknesses. But there's just 16 mod. I don't know how many waves he can solo with this. I don't think that many. Then the third one is a triple S attack that is Roll, and it's the same attack as the Platinum version of Cordelia. It's strong, but what can he actually do after this? Well, you could just use the second skill if you are using the Dragon's Dance Transformation, but why though? He has a very strange rotation. Well, he can use a very strong attack on turn 1, call it Big Wheels, that will do lots of damage, but it's just Pierce, and you need his S style for Inheritance. This character is too simple, and I don't really like him. I'm torn between an SS minus and SS grade. He just has damage and doesn't offer too much. Moving on, we have Final Emperor that has Spears again. Yeah, 120% STR, that's good enough. 92% Endurance and 92% Will because he can tank. Agility is also high because he can also farm. Moving on, we have 12 BP on the start of a fight, and when landing a weak attack, he recovers 2 BP. That's actually nice because of the way he works. Also when turn begins, he grants himself a damage block of 1 hit for 1 turn. And he also grants himself defense up 5 times per battle. This time it's large effect instead of medium. This is an upgrade over that Nail Dart passive in his global style. Also, on the start of a turn, he recovers 1 BP. So this defense up large decreases damage taken by 15%, and 5 stacks of it will allow you to receive very, very low damage. Then, when equipping with a spear, damage will increase by 30%, and weak attack damage increases by 20%. So for damage, we have 50% when attacking weak targets, and when attacking weak targets, you get at least 6 BP as well. Now, for skills, the first one is free, and it's an AoE Pierce and Slash attack that gives him a Taunt Stance. For free, it's very nice. It's small effect, doesn't really matter much, lasts for 4 turns and can stack. The second skill is a triple S single target Pierce and Sun attack that will recover his own HP by a large effect. That should be around 1,400 healing for 10 BP. That's really nice. The third one is also a single target triple S attack, but it costs 12 BP this time. Pierce and Slash, it's also fast and enters an evasive, so he does not take damage from direct attacks. Counter stands for that turn, and he will counter with Swooping Dragon Plus. That is very, very powerful. One of the strongest single hit attacks in the game. In global, it also recovers 1,400 HP. So it's just pierce damage. That means that you can't just use him on a fight. He will recover 6 BP just by using this skill. And if he counters, let's say, 3 times, he will just have enough to use it again. Well, he is much better than Belston, probably receiving an SS Plus grade by being very strong for counter strategies and having good sustain. So, he works. Not something that I would chase for, but works. This banner here will receive a Gold Minus award, but it's different. Let's talk about why it's receiving such an award. Because Leon is still an OP grade character, and we have Ania that also has a triple S grade. They are good enough, but they are not exactly needed for people that already have the first Ania, that already have the first Leon, and don't want to pursue it. So don't care too much about the grade I'm giving. Care much about what they will give you. For new players, this banner is a must. But for veterans, you have to decide upon your gens, and there are more banners coming up, so decide upon this. There is also 4 characters here. There is a little more value because of this. None of them are very bad. Belston is not really great, but it's still better than getting an off banner most of the time, not always. But if you already have Liam and Anya, I would say that this banner will be a Silver Plus award for you, because it's a little easier to skip if you don't care too much about the improvements that they are offering to you, and just chasing Final Emperor and Nebelstern doesn't really make much sense. So, all in all, it's a good banner, but some people can skip without feeling guilty about it. But that's my opinion. What is yours? Please say here in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this. Please subscribe if you still haven't, and I hope to see you soon in the next video or live stream. Bye.